We're just filling up with water as normal, but I really need to talk about hose pipes on boats and fittings and that. I've seen many a vlog talk about how to fill water, which is quite simple, but we want to tell you a little bit of the reasons behind why we always use a blue hose pipe. Hello again everyone, we hope you are well. This is me only on this particular video, so you'll have to put up with it for now. You know, Bernadette'll be in quite a few more if we get out boating. God, we need to get out boating, we're really missing it now that the glorious weather, you know, now that it's arrived, and it's just fantastic, and to be out on the canals now is what we really love. So fingers crossed, eh? So this video, 12 weeks ago we started it, but it's only recently that we've been allowed to complete it. So we've also got 2 seasons in this. The first part you'll see me in a big green coat because it was freezing. And now as it's got nicer, the clothes have obviously become more spring and summer like. So we're at home at the moment, you know, lucky enough, nice garden, we can relax, trickling water, you know, we're listening to the frogs and the toads, all in our like natural pond we have. But we need to get out there. Speaking of water, this video is going to go into a bit of depth on water and safety. We've seen quite a lot of people over the years, and we've seen them in boat vlogs, you know, how they connect to a water tap with the hose pipe and get it to the tank in the boat. We've seen that, and if it was us, we'd have concerns of that way of doing things, or the people might not be aware of it, so this might be helpful for things like that. We also aware, you know, different tanks, what people have, integral tanks, high maintenance there, plastic tanks, worry of leaking now and then the stainless steel tanks, which are the better ones, as most boaters will know that. So we're going to go into all them in a bit more detail and try to get you to understand things. The other thing what I've done, I've designed like a little, it's not a device, it's a little component what makes filling water a lot easier and will stop contaminants going into the water, but we'll explain that later. So I think we better get on with it, and we'll start off with me in the garage about 12 weeks ago. I'll connect up my hose. There we are, that's fine. Here's the other end, that's fine. I'll just get my cup. I just want to fill it with water to have a drink, and that'll be great. Fabulous, fabulous. I've got my drink. So, I didn't get my drink, but I have my reasons. Why would I want to have an old hose pipe which is left out in winter, you know, just left there, or just thrown in the garage? Why would I want to drink my water through a garden hose pipe? Not for me. Too many things can go wrong with garden hose pipes. They're not designed for humans to drink out of. The problem is, so many people on narrowboats do. Some have really, you know, on narrowboats, some people have really good filters what can get rid of most things. But the vast majority of these filters, these, you know, there's some cheap ones you get, only take out little bits. And the nasties, what are in garden hose pipes and the fittings, they can get into the water. Now, just before I'm going to explain a few more things in a minute, the other thing is, I've come up with this design for filling up water, you know, when I fill up water. But it's done to make it practical. But this is why I've added these other bits on. Water tanks, I mean, one of the worst type of water, and I know loads have got it, one of the worst type of water tanks you can have is the one in the front, and the opener to put water in is in the floor, because that allows contaminants in, and if it floods over, it washes all that rubbish around and finds its way, all the bits find their way into the tank. That's a very poor way of having a water tank. That the actual place where you fill up should be higher up and not on that level, and that's just normality, that. Anyway, I'm going to show you what I've done for making filling up practical, and then when I get to the boat I'll finish off this vlog and then you'll have a better understanding. But for now, I just want to show you a little device I've made, which I've made for quite a few people now, and this one, what I'm going to do now, is being made for one of our friends who saw what we did and said, any chance of you doing one for me? And you can watch me do it, and he'll give you an idea then when if you want to take up our what we're saying, because I don't say it lightly when I say about this water business, because it can store problems down the line as well. You know, you may feel great for years, but issues can come further down the line, but that's just a fact, that. Right, so we'll get on with the practical side and see what you think. Right, let's see where we are. Well, I've got my copper pipe, just a 1 metre length will do. I've got my bending machine from a bygone era. This is what I used to use a lot when I was quite a bit younger, and this is a former 15mm to match the copper pipe. Now I'll bend it and show you how it's done, but you won't see me as such at the top. You'll just have to see the bottom part, which is a good thing, some people say, but I'll just show you how easy it is to bend anyway. Right, we'll do it. It's all quite simple. The copper pipe just slides through there into the former here. So you put it to whatever length you want, making certain there's enough on one side. So that's in place. So now I've got my guide, which I put in position, and that is ready to go. Now I want a 90-degree bend. That's it. One 90-degree bend, and then I can move on to my next thing now and show you how all this little device comes together. So that's all tightened up, and the idea now is I'll put the copper piece on and the adapter on the other end. It's all really simple and really safe, and like I say, seven done for now. This is not an advertisement for me doing it. I've done them all for free for my friends and that, so it's just showing you what you can do to improve your water quality. That's all together now, that top piece. That's all fully done, fully tightened. And that's basically it for the component what I've made. Like I say, that length will be done accordingly. It will be shortened than that. But this is a brass hose pipe connector, you know, not the plastic ones you see, but it's all safe, spring loaded and everything, and that's the end. So imagine, and I'll show you this on the boat how it works. All that happens is that's on the end of the hose, just as normal. You click it in, so you can imagine the hose is on that now, all done and dusted, all in brass and copper, which is all your domestic quality stuff. And the reason is why it's here. Now, I've seen, and again you'll see this when we're at the boat, I'll just quickly show it you, but I've seen people with these hose pipes what are about, you know, they come out like spring, longer and longer and longer, and they put them in. Not the right grade of hose, not designed for humans to use for drinking water or anything, but also they actually have to stand with the foot on it or anything, holding it, and it could be empty, you know. If the tank's empty it takes ages, or wedge things in which eventually drop into the tank, waiting ages for it to fill. Or if it's a rigid hose pipe, they push it straight into the tank with all the dirt on and all the crud, and that goes in and contaminates, but people do it, you know, and if it's really powerful they just shoot out anyway. This stops it. You open your tank, and like I said, that length is choice, goes in, so that's your route into your tank. Hose pipe, the correct hose pipe, and I'll show you that at the boat, all connected up, ready to turn on, your other connections on, that's in waiting, water comes in. Does not matter how powerful it is, that does not come out, it stays in. If it's powerful and it's track, it just tips and wedges because of that bend, so it never comes out. So you can walk off and do what you want while the water's filling, rather than waiting with your hand here like that saying, oh, it'll soon be done, you can just leave it alone. So that's one what I made. Like I said, 8 done for friends. It's not a business, I'm just you know, I'm just telling you. And when I get to the boat I'll talk about the other little bits. It's only a short piece at the boat, but it's an important conclusion to it. But I guarantee you that works great and just makes filling water so much easier. So I'll see you at the boat, and we'll finish it off there. We're at the boat now, so part 2 of our little vlog talking about water on board narrowboats will continue. Now, we know, you know, over the years, because we had an integral water tank once, and we always had to maintain it, because that's one thing. If you have an integral water tank which is built into your narrowboat, that's got to be continually maintained every 2 or 3 years. You've got to paint it in non-poisonous paints, or rust will start to build up quite rapidly if you don't. That's one way to have water on board. Another one is the plastic tanks what can go in, and plenty of people have them, but the best is stainless steel by far. That's the less maintenance. But that's not where it finishes. Now, we know many people don't have any form of water filters on board, but they use bottled water. So they'll get, you know, they'll have bottles, or they'll have containers full of water, and that's where they get their drinking water from. Personally, That's like going, it's like going back years. You know, when there's things available to make life easy for you, that's what we'll always do. And we use water filters from a company called General Ecology. Our systems are nature pure, and they used to advertise putting canal water in, and then the water what came out of the filter when you opened the tap, you could drink straight away. So it really got rid of everything. But taking all that to one side now, this idea with garden hose pipes, it just amazes me that people don't think about a bit about water. Whether you're cleaning your teeth, you might not be drinking it, you might be cleaning your teeth or anything, it's still got the same thing. Garden hose pipes get full of fungus, they leach things out in the water. You know, it's not trying to scare people, I'm just trying to explain what's a fact. They can do long-term damage to people, and some of it can be quite serious, because if you look online and read about it, you'd be surprised what can come from garden hoses if you use for drinking. So what do? Well, our water tank, you know, we always make certain that keeps clean, and we use these. These are the aqua tabs, and that purifies water completely. Just, well, the tank and everything, it makes certain your water is in good condition. And a couple of them tablets go in when you fill your tank in. It does about 250 litres per tablet on average, but you put that in, it takes about 30 minutes for the water to settle down and that, and for any taste to go, and your water is really, you know, gets cleaned, your tank gets cleaned. So something like that, definitely, to keep yourself safe. But that's not all. Something else now, and this is the part what I don't know. In my life I've had to be involved with water and gas and that, so I know a bit about water. Hose pipes, there's only one thing to have, and I'll get that now to show you. If you look at that, that's food grade hose pipe, and we have the flat versions. You know, there it is. It's a bit of a pain pushing all the water out and wrapping it up when you've used it, but you can get more reinforced ones if you want, but we prefer the flat ones. But that's what I believe people should use, food grade hose pipes. Our connections, most people use the plastic ones. Now, we use the brass ones. They don't leak either. If you notice on ours, when we're not using the hose pipe as well, that's the hose ready, instead of leaving it open and thrown anywhere and allows anything to go in, we just block it off each end. Dead simple. You get your ultimate protection, and you don't run the risk of getting upset or doing yourself long-term harm. So, like I say, blue, food grade. Why use anything else? For a few pounds more, you can be perfectly safe, and we'd recommend these sort of hose pipes to anybody on a boat or a caravan. Even if you've used bottled water, I'd still use it for general water in the boat as well, because if you're cleaning your teeth, like I said, you're still getting, if you're not using the water from your bottles and all that, you still run the risk of poisoning yourself, really. That's it. Nothing else to say about it. So that's it. Blue hose pipes, food grade. Look after your water tanks, purify them, preferably use a decent filter in the boat or filters, and keep yourself safe and healthy long term. Lots of narrowboats have the tank filler in the floor. Obviously we've got some protection on top, but below that they have a fitting what they take out and put the hose pipe or whatever they use into it. Not a great fan of those, because it can contaminate the water, lets all bits and pieces in, because it's on the floor where anything can be there. So we wanted to avoid that, because personally we think it's quite unhygienic. So we would never even dream of having a boat with a tank with a filler in the floor you walk on. What we have the tank underneath, but as you can see it's raised up onto the gunnel where we put where we fill up, just on there. It doesn't get full of grime like the floor, so there's no chance of any contamination. But we still the reason I made that little gadget you saw is exactly for this sort of thing, and we'll show you that now. Our cover at the top, we always keep that clean as well. We don't let any grime get on it. My mum and dad used to say to us, cleanliness is next to godliness, and I certainly believe in that. But we just take that off, and that's all ready. But as you saw in part of our video when I was at home, there's our little gadget now, and all we do is drop that down. Now you'll notice that can never fall in. If something's loose or anything in a pipe, we've known people to have them fall into the tank rattling round. That cannot fall in because of that bend. And that can be used on any sort of filler really, any tank filler. You'll never get anything going in by accident. But we'll carry on now. So everything's connected and ready to go. Turned it on. All the connections are waterproof as well, so there's not water everywhere. And our food grade hose pipe is now doing what it should do. Yes, it's a definite necessity for us. Definitely is. We couldn't have anything else but a food grade hose pipe, and decent fittings as well. So there we are. And our little device, like I say, I've done quite a few for people. That is working fine. Now, I hope that's it. I don't want to frighten people, but I'm just making you aware of it. But it's done now. I hope you found that interesting and perhaps a little bit eye-opening. But as usual, for now, that's it, and we'll see you in the next one. Ta-ra!